everybody, and welcome back to Root Work with Shamina. Today we are going to be talking about the Crown Chakra. This is the final chakra in our Chakra and Relationship series, and it is last but by far not least. It is the seventh chakra, and it governs our head, our Ori. In those of us who follow the path of Ifa, we consider the head to be called the Ori, which is the divine portal for the universe, for spirit to communicate with us. It is how the ideas, the blessings, the ashe falls upon us through our Ori, through the top of the crowns of our heads. It is not uncommon that in many religious platforms that they believe that the top of the head, the crown of the head, is something sacred to be guarded. Many religious beliefs believe that the woman's head should be covered and to guard the Ori, because women are said to be divine portals of life and energy, and that energy falls upon us through the crowns of our heads, and then again penetrates our bodies and gives us our sense of knowing and understanding things of the spirit, things of the hereafter. And so it really does originate to even childbirth. When you have a baby and the beginning of that child's life, that crown of the head is so soft, it's still open at the time of birth, and you guard that top of that head because you want to guard the things that come in contact with it, because you don't want that child to be hurt. The same idea is in the spirit, that child is impressionable, that the things that come into their Ori at the time where their crown is soft and open is critical to formulating who they are, who they will be, and nurturing their spirit and their energy. So in the path of Ifa, many people believe that your head is governed. Your head is chosen and selected by one of the 7 African powers, and those energy sources manifest themselves through you. And so there's so many different ways of viewing the crown chakra, but in all of the platforms, the crown chakra is really looked at as a sacred place, a place of divinity, an entrance of divine and spiritual communication. And so it is governed by, again, the head. It impacts your sight. It impacts your hearing. It impacts everything that, your central nervous system, the muscular system, your skeletal system. It is impacted by your crown chakra. And so it really is, when I say the way you see things, the way you hear things, I mean in a deeper sense as well. Just as the other chakras, when this is blocked or low, people will notice different things about themselves. They may have issues, with earaches or vision or other things that may come into play. Their skeletal system, their muscular systems, diseases like, that attack those systems are very prevalent in people who have a severely blocked crown chakra. But the reality of the situation is that many people walking this earth are struggling with their crown chakra, because I believe that this chakra is more about choice. It is about choice and selection. For some of us, we are selected to see spiritually. We are selected to be a light and to be a leader in the spirit world, to be an ambassador for things of the spirit. And that's just how it goes. But after that selection happens, there's a choice that you must make. And you must make the choice to open your crown chakra. Just as we talked about our, the throat chakra and the third eye chakra, much like the third eye chakra, your crown chakra requires a commitment from you. It requires a desire from you that goes past your selection and is now your free will to say, I want to see the things of the spirit. I want to be a vessel of the things of the spirit. I want to be able to hear and experience spirit in a way that would allow me to be of some good to myself and to others. And so that's really the crown chakra is all about. It is about seeing this life and the things in this life for what it really is. Getting divine messages on how to govern yourself after your third eye chakra has been opened. Getting divine guidance as to who and when and where and why the things in our lives are happening. And the more our crown chakra is opened and available for messages, the more we will begin to receive. And so it's such a beautiful thing when that crown chakra begins to open, but it's also very scary because what it does is it challenges our systems of beliefs. Those things that have been handed down to us that didn't necessarily make sense, didn't necessarily resonate with us, but they just were because they've always been. Those thoughts are challenged, and truth and the secrets of spirit are given when your crown chakra begins to open. And so for me, it was a really beautiful time, but it was a scary time for me when my crown chakra began to open, because for so long I had been just running the race and going the course and following the masses. And that's why I believe that third eye chakra, comes first and then the crown, because once your third eye is open, you can then now receive what is being dropped or bestowed upon your ori, what is being given to you through your crown, because these ideas, these spiritual secrets, these mysteries are not received by those who have not yet opened their third eye chakra. It is impossible to fathom. It is not possible to understand, what messages are being given to us if you have not gone through the process of opening your other chakras, of opening yourself up, especially that third eye chakra. And so it's about enlightenment. But in relationships, this is also critical. It's critical because the crown chakra is so personal. It's such a personal walk. It is a personal experience. It is one of these chakras that requires the least amount of contribution from another human being. It is the relationship between you and spirit. It is the communion between you and your ancestors. It is the, connection between you and your spirit guides. And so this has very little to do with a partner in terms of a human person having to invoke anything into this experience. Most of the time, it is something to be experienced by your partner, by watching, by observing. It serves more of a motivator to people to see your light. As we spoke about earlier, yes, it governs by the sight, the sense of touch. The sense of hearing, and the sense of, it's funny, I would say the sense of touch that came out like that, because many people would believe that touch is in the hands. But sometimes you can actually touch something that's not hot enough to burn your hand. But if you go to drink something, it will burn your mouth. So the head is central. It's such the central nervous system. It has such a level of sensitivity that you will experience certain things differently just by being received here in this central nervous system, this central system here. And so that's amazing. And that was something that I learned by watching other videos about the e-file when they explained that to me. So it's funny that I would touch my face and say, the sense of taste or touch, because that is the idea that it all starts here. It all starts in the mind. It all starts in what you tell yourself. And so in a relationship with someone who has a blocked crown chakra, which most of us in the world today, we are in the world where majority of people have a blocked crown chakra. That area is a choice. That elevation is a choice that not many people are choosing to take, because it does separate you. It separates you from the things that you used to know. It separates you from the things you used to love. It creates barriers between you and other people, because now you are receiving divine guidance, and it comes with consequence. Sometimes we don't follow those divine guidance. Sometimes we decide, yes, I know what I'm being in tune to do. I know what my spirit guides, my ancestors are trying to show me, but I'm going to choose to go another route. And in that, we learn hard. We learn lessons tough, and we reap what we sow. We reap the benefits or the lesson in not following or following the messages that we are given through our ori. And so when you are in a relationship, this is hard, because if your you're working on opening your crown chakra means that you're ready for truth. You're ready for hard truths. You're ready to see the ugly. You're ready to learn about the things that don't make sense, the things that just don't have value to it. You're ready to separate yourselves from your worldly possessions. You're ready to disassociate yourselves by, to disassociate yourselves with people who only see you for what you have. You're ready to be defined and redefined by your essence and your energy that you bring into the room, and not necessarily the possessions that you have, the job, or the amount of money that you make. And in this world, everything is the human value has been given and has been deemed valuable based on what you have achieved, what you have accomplished. And I'm the first one to say, yes, getting an education, holding a particular job, doing some of these worldly steps and participating in the worldly form of currency shows a lot about a person's character. It does. It talks about your tenacity. It talks about your commitment. It expresses your will in an outward form that people can see, but it in no way is 100% defining you by your achievements. It highlights the areas of you that you've had to work through the hardest. It highlights your will. Like I said, it highlights your commitment and your dedication to doing and achieving. And that says a lot about your character. But the spirit man, the spirit person in you is not defined so easily through your actions. It is in essence, it is about the time you spend privately dealing with your shadow side. It is about the time you spend privately communing with the spirit and how you connect with spirit and you become one with spirit, so that when people are in your presence, they feel that energy of wealth around you. They feel that energy of fairness and justice and balance around you, because you've put in the work. You are putting in the time to elevate at a higher frequency. It doesn't make you better than someone who's at a lower frequency. It just is what it is. You are operating on a higher frequency, meaning that your messages through your aura come in at a different volume. They come in at a different consistency. And because of that, you usually, people who have transcended into that higher state become people that other people can depend on for spiritual help. And so it's always important to understand that even though you are operating on a higher frequency, at any moment you can be brought right back down and become a low vibrational frequency. This is a thermometer. And if you don't constantly work on keeping your temperature and your levels and your energy sources at a certain level, very easily you will become, boom. Just yesterday you were here operating at a higher frequency, and by, if that happens on a Monday, by Friday, you could be very well operating in a low vibration. It all depends on how we handle the circumstances of this life, how we handle the energies that we find in this life, the people that we come across in this life. You must be careful. You must be cognizant of what and who you want to be at all times, and work hard to maintain that, regardless of what other people do. When other people you lose their temper, when other people show their, show you who they are and it's not always pleasing, you have a choice to remain consistent. And that, my friends, is the hard part. That is the commitment. That is the life's purpose, is to maintain your essence in the face of others transforming around you daily, constantly moving around you in positive ways and negative ways. And you must find your peace, find your vibration, and move in that and achieve your destiny in that space. And so in a relationship, what if the person isn't there? What if their crown chakra is blocked or closed? What if they do everything in their power not to connect with spirit, because out of pain, out of disappointment, out of fear of the unknown? What if you are with someone who just is not enlightened? They are not what you call conscious. They're very much unconscious by choice. How do you transcend? How do you maintain yourself while you're in love with someone who is struggling to see, struggling to open their third eye, struggling to connect with spirit and realize that there's more to this life than what meets the eye? How do you build with someone like that? And it brings me back to my days when I was Christian. And one of the biggest lessons in that we always talked about amongst friends and people who were in a part of that Christian body was about being unequally yoked. And I think this is a perfect example of that concept. It is the concept that at some point you are meshing with someone who may not be vibrating at the same level as you. And when you have an unbalanced vibration, it takes more effort. In the Christian belief, they would believe throw away your marriage, you're unequally yoked. We're not saying that. I'm not saying that, because see, what I did understand, you take the meat and throw away the bones. What I did get from that is that there is definitely a reaction when two people are imbalanced or unevenly matched in terms of their vibration. There is a challenge there. There is something that is going to take a lot to face, and it is going to take a tremendous amount of commitment. However, many times, which we don't hear about enough, when you begin and you start out as being unequally yoked or unequally vibrating, you have the power at all times to transform yourself and the people around you. And there's so many beautiful stories of people not knowing their essence, people not realizing the beauty of spirit and the impact that spirit has on this life until they meet someone, until they connect with someone, until they commune with someone who sees life through a different bird's eye view, who views the things of this life differently and can give you something to think about. And so I'm not saying to you at all that if you are in a relationship with someone who is unconscious, spiritually unconscious, that you should just drop them off by the wayside. There is a point where you will know, and this is what this whole chakra series has been about. It's been about searching within yourself, understanding yourself and where you are and what you can give to someone. What can I offer someone? What am I willing to offer someone that doesn't have to take so much away from me? And once you decide that, then you can judge your own situation. This is not cookie cutter. Spirit is not cookie cutter. This is not one size fit all. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't fully resonate with the Christian way of things, is because there is not just one way to the source. There is not one way to the heavens, to peace and abundance. There isn't one way. There are many ways, but there is a one vibration. There is one vibration, but many ways to tap into that vibration. And so I am a firm believer that you have to know what you are able to do. You have to learn and know that if your relationship is draining you, if this person is now saying to you, I don't agree with what you're doing, I don't like your enlightenment, I can't live with it, I want you to stop, I want to change you. If they're interfering with your development and your spiritual growth, then that's a choice that you need to make. That's a choice that you need to make. But if you're with someone who just doesn't understand and they have a desire to understand, they are just fearful, it goes against what they've been taught, which is many of us. Many of us are not taught to challenge our shadow side. We don't even know what that is. Many of us are not taught to listen, to receive messages from spirit. We're just taught to pray. We're taught to pray, to pray, to pray, and to cry out and to cry out. But at some point, you have to actually open your ears and stop crying, and you have to stop praying, and you have to sit back, and you have to be willing to listen and receive the answers from spirit, because they're not just there to take a bucket of inventory from you in terms of what you want and what you're struggling with. They're also there to give answers. They're also there to give guidance. They're also there to make and help you manifest the life that you want. And that is what this crown chakra is all about. And so in a relationship with someone, I would just recommend and strongly suggest that you do a personal self-inventory, that you begin to talk about what you believe, talk about the things you see with your partner. And as you share your testimony of light with them, as you share with them the dreams that you have, the visions that you got, the irony in some of the way things are happening for you when you ask for guidance, as you begin to open yourself up as an open book, what happens is that your partner can see evidence in you. They can begin to see evidence that spirit is real, that God is real, that we are surrounded by a spiritual team that loves us and protects us and is walking this life with us, that we are not alone. And this is not some sort of test or a game in which spiritual entities use us for laughs. This is life. And this is about transcending. And this is about getting larger spiritually, because there's levels to this thing. There's levels to spirit. And we come here for a reason, to achieve. We chose to come here for a reason, with a mission. And so as you begin to open up about your journey with your partner, it is the hope, it is the expectation that they will open with you on their own terms, in their own time, on their own pace. But the hope is that they will begin to blossom right alongside of you, and that you will be a beacon of light and evidence for them to know that God and this spiritual world and this thing, this beautiful thing called life has many, many veins, and every vein leads to the source. And that there's not just one way of doing things. There's not just one way of seeing things, experiencing things. There are many ways to experience God. There are many ways to experience love and life and relationships. And that is one thing that I did, that I hoped these videos on the chakras has, been able to show you, is that love is not a one size fits all. Relationships are not a one size fit all. Marriages are not a one size fit all. It is a customized experience that is beautiful, even when it's not perfect, even when it has its challenges. It is beautiful in the sense that we get to learn. And the best place to learn is through the book of another human being. And so as you and your partner learn how to be open books to one another, your crown chakra is opened and it is poured into, and you can begin to receive messages for your partner, and your partner will receive messages for you. And it's a real beautiful experience when you can trust the words that come out of and the guidance that comes out of your partner's mouth, because you know where it's coming from. You know that they have taken the time and the energy to align themselves, and that what comes out of their mouth is good as gold. And so I hope that the videos in this Chakra and Relationship series has been a blessing to your relationship. I hope that it has sparked conversation. I hope that it has helped you through some challenging times, because there's more challenges to come. Unfortunately, that is a part of the growth process. It is the quickest and the fastest way that us as human beings learn. Unfortunately, we don't learn as quick when things are all good. We learn when it all falls down. We learn when it gets hard. We learn when our foundation is shooken and it shakes beneath us and we don't know if we can stand any longer. That is where we learn. And so take it all in stride. Connect with one another. In 2021, I hope that you guys build together. I hope that couples get stronger and realize that you are your most valuable resource. Your family, the people that you commune with, the woman and the man that you intimately enter and manifest with, is your greatest commodity. It is your greatest asset. Nurture it, guard it, and protect it and honor it. And spirit will love, nurture, honor, and protect you. Until next time, have a beautiful new year.